Welcome to Bourbon Taste-Offs, playoff brackets of the best whiskeys. Join us in our season-long quest to find our tastiest bourbon. Hello, welcome to Bourbon Taste-Offs. This is episode number 16. We still don't have Dan and Josh. However, we've got awesome hosts to take their place. I am Todd. We've got Joe. We've got Adam. And we've got Becca. Thank you guys so much for showing up. This is a very special episode. This episode has taken 3 monthly winners and pairing them off against each other. So we've got winners of winners going against each other, and this is pretty exciting.
No, this is fabulous.
We've got some...
I can't wait.
Yeah, and I'll just explain what the 3 are since we've tasted them extensively. We just had an episode where we tasted and we found out that a finished product that was an Angel's Envy rye, finished in a rum cask, ended up taking the title. And before that, our first month winner was a Chestnut Farms. It's a bottle and bond. It's a Barton product, a Barton 1792 product that ended up coming and taking the win on that month. And then the other month was a Bardstown Fusion Series number 5, which beat out some fantastic options as well. So we've got really just winners of winners. So this is going to be kind of exciting.
Yeah, no, it should be good.
Yeah. And again, I really appreciate you guys coming out and tasting this with me. And
it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna
appreciate it.
We're gonna find out what the best is. This is exciting to me. I don't know if you guys are excited at all.
So then at the end of the year, are you going to do one big, 4 quarters against each other?
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah. So this quarterly winner is going to go against 3 other quarterly winners.
Nice.
And it's going to be a playoff bracket style thing where it might be the luck of the draw what it goes against.
Yep.
However, this could very well take the yearly title.
So is this the first time you had an odd amount of tastes?
Correct. That's a great point. Yeah. So typically it's a playoff bracket style, which I advertise it as. Now, to make it work for the end of the year, I had to break it down into quarters. And to be able to do that, it's only 3 months in a quarter. Mm-hmm. And so we have 3 comparing against each other. And in so doing so, I don't want to leave it to risk and chance of what goes against what. So we're going to take all 3 of them and compare them together.
It's a great time to have a notepad.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Yeah, and we don't need to draw numbers.
So we're starting with number 1, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm super excited, man. I've always been curious. Like, everybody's like, what's your favorite bourbon? I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I can list 5 or 6 that it's like it could interchange.
Yeah.
And this process is going to tell me without a doubt what is the best. Even though it's going to take other people helping me decide.
Right.
It's going to come down to a fan favorite, which is really cool.
Right. Yeah, because by the time you get through the rest of the year and everything, you've had how many different inputs into, which one were we going to like, and different people being there for different selection processes and everything else. So it's really a good sample size of where we're going to get to.
That's a great point. Josh actually did the math, and he figured out that with this philosophy, having 4 weeks per month and 4 tastings per week, we come down to 192 bottles that we're going to try.
Oh my God.
So out of 192 bottles, we're going to find out our favorite.
You're going to pick one winner.
1 out of 192 bottles. Now, it's true that we've had 4 Roses a couple times. We've had Bullet 10 a couple times.
Yeah.
So it's we do offer the same bottle to potentially rise to the top,
Well, and the crazy thing is that there's a ton of distilleries and different runs that you can choose from. You know what I mean? It's not
Correct.
like you're running low on options.
Right. You're right. I know. Yeah. And that's why you could take this philosophy and make it run for years.
Right.
All right.
So I have not tasted or smelled one. I've not gotten much on the nose. Is anybody else? Is it falling flat?
I'm getting a sweet, semi kind of florally nose. Like when you walk into Stein's and you get in the garden center, you get a little bit of that flower.
Yeah.
Kind of aromatic.
I'm almost getting like a baking spice. I've also heard of like a baking spice as being.
I got nothing over there.
No,
Not
nothing
really.
on the nose.
Not really. Not.
How far are you getting your nose in there?
Oh, I'm getting right in there.
Back it off a little bit.
I'm getting right in
You gotta
there.
back it off a little
Yeah,
bit.
just
I do this weird, like I put it on each
Dan does
nostril
that
type
too.
of thing.
Dan's always going one nose.
And
nostril.
one might be clogged, or
Sure.
you
No,
know,
that's a good
like
point.
it's not a bad idea. It looks silly,
Yeah.
but
I've also heard of like charging the glass. Like
Yeah.
you like spin it and then the scents kind of
That
sit on the.
lets it evaporate a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
A little sweetness to it,
Yeah.
but
I
not
do
like,
like it.
but
Mm-hmm.
not like pow, like not bold. Real mild
No,
type.
this is a decent proof. I would say 90.
Yeah, and I actually made a little note that I thought it was mild proof,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
I mean, I've had ones that are 128, 130. You
Right.
know, like, so
And I'm not getting a lot from the barrel either. Like not big charry flavors, not huge oak, notes coming off of
Right.
everything.
No, I
can
agree.
I guess that this is Chestnut Farms? Because I'm going to guess that this is Chestnut Farms.
Yeah, it's not the Angel's Envy.
No, because
So it's either Bardstown or the
I've had
Chestnut
Chestnut
Farms.
Farms before, and I'm getting something from this that is
Have you had the-
familiar. I haven't
No,
had
we
that
got
one.
Just a
So
regular.
okay,
But I
so it
haven't had
wasn't
the
the
bottled
bottle and
bond.
bond that you had. It
But
was the,
there's something about it that's reminding me of that bottle.
Okay.
Like you said, you're not getting a lot on it, but it is pleasant. It is good. It is smooth.
yeah. It's got a good viscosity too.
Yeah, mouthfeel wise,
Yeah.
it like
Yep.
coats well.
Yeah.
I mean, this may sound weird, but to me, it's very drinkable.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
Well, I would hope so. It's a winner of winners.
Very, very. No, I mean, very drinkable.
You're like, this is not
It's
great
good.
at all.
Right.
Easy drinking.
Yeah,
How
I
did
like-
this make it?
Yeah, I
Where's
like
the
it. It's
Seagrams?
good.
I didn't know this.
Because I think there's a difference between drinkable and easy drinking. Like easy drinking,
Yeah.
like relates along the path. Like, hey, it's real smooth. I could drink it real quickly. It's gonna disappear, and I go, oh shoot, look how much
Yeah.
I drank. Like
We need
that
more.
was a smooth sipper that was enjoyable. That
Well, and
went
too,
down.
it's like you said, like easy drinking versus like a sipper. It's like if you get something that you just all of a sudden inhale and then it's gone.
Right.
Because it's like I didn't even taste my whiskey in my whiskey. And that's not good either.
No, it's not good. I've had that before. I've been out having a cigar on my, on my deck, and I'm like, my glass is empty.
Four glasses.
Do I recall it? No. It's like, what happened?
Or you're shaking your glass with ice and you're like, where'd my booze go?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You definitely want a finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one has one, but not super long.
No.
Which I'm almost surprised it is in this category in a way. Only because I don't know. I like something that sticks around. Like I know Joe,
Yeah.
you were talking about you don't like it sticking around. You want to just
I just don't like it overbearing.
Sure.
Over just too much power.
and is this to you?
It's good.
It makes me wonder what
good.
this one won up against,
Correct.
because it's mellow.
It is
it's
mellow.
Smooth.
Yeah.
It's chill. It's not heavy on the nose. It's not heavy on the finish. It's not heavy on anything. I mean,
That's a great point. No,
what do you-
it's like
you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's really like it's not like punching almost anywhere. It's like really just
Right.
Drinkable.
yeah,
Drinkable.
yeah.
Very
Yes.
drinkable.
But it obviously beat out
Yeah, it's good.
Something.
great options. I mean, it took out a whole month worth of
Right.
options. So
Too, it's like, was it a hot day out?
great point, right?
Where a lot of the people that were looking through this, out working outside all day in the baking sun, and then
Right.
they come in against some heavier stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, that's too heavy for today."
Yeah.
All right, I know what that one is.
We're on to two.
I'm ready for two.
I already
Yeah.
know.
Because
I'm-
I've got just a little.
Yeah,
bit
I
left
want to
of one
save
and-
some because I want to be able to go
Try
back
it
to
later.
it because we're narrowing it down.
Oh yeah.
Very distinct nose
Mm-hmm.
on that one.
Is it now?
Yeah. I kind of think it's the most recent winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's familiar.
And it's good.
Yeah.
Like I want to go buy a bottle. Like,
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm gonna buy another bottle,
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
whatever it is.
We have one.
It's in hiding.
It's in hiding.
It's in hiding. You guys have bottles in hiding.
Yes, we do. So we don't drink them. Yeah.
How does that work? What do you mean?
Is yours in the laundry closet somewhere under some blankets?
No, sometimes either stash them like at the back of the cupboard or like downstairs. So like when I'm too tall, so I don't see down there, and I open the doors and I'm like, oh, these are what I'm picking from today.
Sure.
And then I forget that I do have other options because you forget.
So it's higher price options you try to hide?
No, just like random bottles. Sometimes more higher price or stuff that's harder to find or something that like.
Or I want an excuse to open it.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I do have bottles that I save just for like special occasions.
Yeah.
And it oftentimes it's either like a price point or like an age statement.
Right.
Or just a hard to find allocated product, where you're just like, it's hard to find, so it's got to be a special occasion thing.
I have a bottle of Little Book Chapters 6. And that one's just for my birthday.
Sure.
So I open that one on my birthday, and then next year on my birthday, I'm going to have some more of it.
And then the next year, some more.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's awesome. I was born in 1972, and a buddy of mine found a bottle of Crown Royal, and they used to have age statement, the band over the opening,
Okay.
and it was a 1972 bottle.
That is so cool.
And I would have it just on my birthdays, and you can definitely tell that it was way smoother than any other Crown Royal, because I think once air gets trapped in there, it like, especially 50 years worth of air,
right.
It does mellow it down, and I would share it on my birthday with my good buddy that actually got me that bottle, and other people as well, and everybody agreed that it's just so smooth when it's like that old and it's been sitting, and it was just a fantastic bottle. We did end up finishing it on my 51st birthday. It would have been nice to finish it on my 50th, but I also wasn't going to be like...
tried harder.
I know. Drink it faster. How hard can it be?
Yeah. You said it was smooth. I don't know your problems.
It was so smooth. But I also wanted to savor it, too. Save it. Because, the willpower for someone to be able to save...
I know, it was super hard to put my bottle of Little Book back downstairs.
Yeah.
So I couldn't touch it.
Right.
I really like it. So it's just trying to not have it on hand. It's
yeah.
like, no, I'm going to put it downstairs. Just pretend it doesn't exist. And, hide it.
Yeah. And eventually there's going to be a year, who knows how many, but where it's going to be your last drink of it. And it's going to be a journey that you've experienced the whole time. That's so cool.
That's
so
good.
Cool.
That's a good point, because there's a particular cigar that only is made every 3 years that I love, and they're super hard to get. So it's like you want more. And
what's the name of it? I want
the
it.
Amazon Basin.
Okay.
I love that cigar.
That one.
And as more experienced bourbon drinkers, do you find it frustrating, when you find one that's wows you, and then you can't
Find
get
it
it
again.
anymore? You're like, son of a gun.
seasonal release of something. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this is awesome. You see it everywhere.
And
And then
you
all of a
can't
sudden,
get it.
you finish your bottle to go back to buy another one. You're like, where did it go? It doesn't exist anymore. I can't find it.
That's got to be.
I'm right there with you. I when I first started getting into bourbon, I got this bottle that it's a ceramic bottle actually, and it's called Spring Mill, and it's only a 2-year age statement, so it's not aged super long. However, the flavoring of it, I put it on Facebook. I would brag to everybody, this is really good for only a 2-year age thing, and it's butterscotch notes and buttery notes, and it's and you can't find it anywhere anymore. And I don't know if maybe they came out with requirements for a bottle needing to be glass or something,
Possibly.
or what, because it's gone. I can't find it anywhere, and I just want it because it's such a neat bottle. It's almost like a ceramic milk bottle,
That is cool.
in a way. And I'll show you the bottle because I saved it. My daughter was like, "That's a really cool bottle, and I want you to save it for me." So here it is.
Yeah.
I thought of Uncle Nearest, 1884.
Yeah.
That was the
I have
Tennessee
not had
whiskey.
one.
It is
It was $32.
It was super cheap and it was really tasty,
And
and
it
you
was
could get
fabulous.
it everywhere. And then Whiskey Aficionado did a write-up about it. Everyone said, "Oh my God, let's check this one out." And then you couldn't
was up to
find
like
it, and now it's up to
$56.
60, $70 a bottle. I've seen it for
$20 jump.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, but
Well, it's your fault. You liked it.
yeah, my bad.
What the Ironwood Harbinger, the
Yeah.
the Texas whiskey you
Yeah.
enjoy, same thing.
Yeah.
So
It
I'm
did
curious.
Well.
I'm curious.
Couldn't find it anymore.
If I'm at a bar and I want to
I'm
just
so sorry.
order something and I don't know what I want,
Yeah.
I'll do a go to Southern Comfort. I've been a huge Southern Comfort guy with sweet because I like sweet, That's just my go-to.
Right.
Like if you three go to a bar, does it depend what time of day, time of year? I'm just curious, like what drives you to go to a bourbon? Like when you're out?
It'll kind of depend on like what bar you're at, right? So if you go to like a regular everyday bar where it's going to be like kind of like they have like 15 tappers up there, right? And you know they don't have a lot of options for whiskey. A lot of times then I'll do like some sort of like either cocktail or just get a tap beer, right?
Okay.
But if you go to a place they have a bunch of stuff on display, you know, a lot of times I'll try to find something that I've been either wanting to try or something that I know is like a home run hit that I'll like. So like depends what that is. Like I do really love like a Knob Creek or a Woodford Reserve. Like those are like pretty standard. Most places are gonna have those options. And like you, like for me, I can't say, oh, this doesn't taste good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
So it's like
Woodford Reserve, when you said
Right.
that, it's like,
Yeah.
you're never going to go wrong with that.
right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like boom. It's like, yep, I know this one's gonna be solid for me to have a sip on it, and I'll be good to go.
And on that point, the double oak for me is like I'll get that every time I can, like if
Yeah.
it's available.
Yeah.
Like
I
I really
don't
like that one.
Like the markup on alcohol at bars.
Yeah.
I'm generally not getting a pour at a bar. I will get a cocktail at a bar, and that's kind of fun because then, you know, like, I don't know, I enjoy getting cocktails at bars rather than pours because it gives me ideas of what I can do at home with the stuff I have too.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I never thought to blah, 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 blah. Like stuff that it'll intrigue me. You know, I'm not ordering the same thing every time I go to a bar. I'm trying different cocktails, different drinks. And, but we actually went to brunch with my buddy Scott. And remember I was telling you about the Old Forester 10-year.
The
Yeah.
1924.
We wound up trying it at that bar at brunch. We bought a pour to find out if it was worth this hunt for this
$150,
bottle.
yeah.
Hunting it. And
We
hunting,
were
and hunting it, and
hunting.
hunting
Right.
it,
And I
couldn't
hit him
find
up.
it.
I'm like, hey, if you find this, get me a bottle and vice
Yep.
versa.
Yep.
And then we were like, it's not worth the price tag.
Oh, no?
So
No, it's just-
I
it's
didn't
just-
think so.
So for that same price tag, I feel like there's a lot better
Sure,
options.
sure.
You know, in that realm, like that OH that we had
Yes.
to try. Like I really enjoyed that one. You know, and
Yep.
like I'd rather have that over that one. But that's my personal, you know, flavor profile
Right.
opinion on it. Especially because like the ones say $70 and the other one's $150. I'm like, is it double the value for that?
And
price
that's
point?
when I feel it's worth buying a pour at a bar. Is
Yeah.
when you're never going to find it again, or you're not going to have the option, or you're wondering if it's worth spending the cost for an entire bottle at the liquor store.
Yeah.
Have you ever just any of you just gone and bought a bottle just
Yes.
to have it and then be disappointed with it?
Yes.
Like you're like, why did I
Oh,
buy
yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
But a bar's a great excuse to try it before you
That's
buy
my
it.
thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but
I'm
yeah,
like, that's
I've
what I would
totally
do.
been through stuff and looked at it and said, "Ooh, I've heard good things. I'm just gonna get one." Or I've never seen this, but it's got a cool story on the back of it. Or I just saw 3 people walk in here, buy that, and walk directly out of the store.
So what you're saying is the marketing does work on you.
Of course, why wouldn't it?
Isn't that wild though? Like you ever grab something and then some guy who's standing there just staring decides to grab the same bottle you did
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, he likes it.
Right,
Should be
exactly.
good.
Yeah, I won't be the only one that picks it.
I had
But what
some
they don't know is
gentleman-
Todd's bringing those back. He's helping
You
her.
cannot return alcohol in
Right?
Wisconsin.
Right.
No, I had some gentleman at Woodman's the other day. He goes, hey, do you drink bourbon? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what do you buy? I'm like, what's your price point? And he's like, it's for my son who's coming over for dinner. And we had this huge conversation. And he
Yeah.
had like minimal knowledge, but we figured
That's
something
cool.
out within that.
Yeah. Previous
Little
episode,
information we had.
we had like a single malt, American single malt tasting. And to make sure we had enough bottles to choose from, I actually went out and bought a bottle. And when we tried it, it was like black licorice. And I'm not a big fan of black licorice. And it's like, I spent like $60 on
Right,
this thing. And
right.
now I'm not going to ever want to taste it again.
Right.
Like, how do I get rid of this?
You tell somebody, hey,
Right.
you like licorice?
Yeah.
I got the bottle for you.
You know, we've had that in the past where we've had like certain whiskeys that we don't enjoy drinking by themselves, and we try to find a way to make them into a cocktail.
Oh, sure.
And sometimes it works good, and
I-
other times not so much. Sometimes, like if there's something in it that you just dislike, then
Your dad bought you a beer bourbon.
he did. Yeah, beer barrel aged from New Holland Brewery in.
It
I've
went
heard
right down the
Dragon's Milk came out with a bourbon, which is really good, though.
Okay, well,
No,
this one was not.
Okay.
This one went
it's a
down the
bourbon
drain.
that got finished in a IPA like barrel.
Okay.
And like so when you're drinking it, you smell hops and beer, and then you drink it, and it's like you mix the two in a glass together. So we took forever to try to figure like what could I put this in so I can drink it, and it's fun as a
It
novelty.
sat in the back of the liquor cabinet forever.
Yeah, and like when you like someone like, hey, want to try something weird? And they're like, yeah, I want to try something weird. You know,
Because we're trying to get rid of it.
well, yeah, but like at the same time, like the first time
You
you
want to
try
find
it,
a use
it's-
for it.
Right.
It's different and it's
Right.
kind of cool, but then like when you want to actually sit down with like a full Glen or like on the rocks or put it in a cocktail,
just
it's like
can't.
you just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. And it makes you wonder what was the thought process when they actually decided to put it out, you know?
Right.
Does someone actually just really enjoy it, or is it just
They
me?
hoped it would be cool.
Right.
Just like you do when you look at it on the shelf at the store, like, oh, that might be fun.
Yeah.
Like the Caribbean rum rye.
Yeah.
That worked. You can't, it's all trial and error. You got to
That's-
try.
That's a
I
great
want that
point.
job.
Yeah.
You want
I
that?
want to do this full time.
Well,
That would be the-
you have that job right now.
That would be but I'm not getting paid for this.
You're getting free bourbon.
There's no payment for this to participate.
Just because it's minimal doesn't mean it's no payment. I'm paying you guys. Just in sips.
I do think though a lot of people do make a bunch of different stuff and try different things because there's so many different flavor profiles out there. You
Yeah.
know that somebody is gonna be like, oh, this is my drink. Like I can't smell SoCo anymore from when I was younger. If I drink too
You
much.
brought
of
it up and his shoulder
Yeah, I
was
was
like,
like,
Sure.
I should have stock in
Oh my
Southern
God, yeah,
Comfort.
see, it's just like,
I
no,
drank
I'm with you. I like Southern
gallons
Comfort.
No,
of
how
that.
you
Yeah.
react to gin, that's how I react to SoCo.
Yeah. You can't have it straight though. You got to mix
No,
it.
no,
Yeah.
I'm always with.
That's
Seven
like
Up.
almost like drinking vodka
Yeah, I
sing
can't.
alone.
No,
It's like,
I'm always with 7
Yeah,
Up
no,
or Sprite.
if it's like the bottles in the room and like it wafts
Sure.
over, I'm like,
taste aversion.
yeah,
Yep.
too much. But that's why I think though they do make all the different stuff because somebody's like,
Yeah.
you know what, I really like that. You know, it's like maybe if you're a big time beer drinker, you don't drink a lot of whiskey. Like a hopped whiskey might be something that gets you to try it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I don't know. That's just one thing I was thinking about.
what do we think of two?
2?
I've had all three. Have you had all three yet?
Yeah.
No.
I got notes on things.
Right.
I've tried all three.
Yeah,
I have two.
I don't
I've
know.
smelled them all again.
Yep.
Oh, we talked about two. We did.
We did.
We've talked about 3 as well.
Yep.
I guess I was just sitting here.
I already
She was
have.
just
I already have
drinking.
my winner.
You're like, I love this conversation.
It was a good one.
I already
Good.
have. I already have my winner.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm going between a couple of them, and I don't know yet. And so, I mean, one of them is gone. That might be a tell.
Yeah, I already have a winner, and for me it was easy. But I'm not into it as much as y'all. So
I'm guessing that the one you picked was like maybe a previous episode that you were here on, although initially you didn't pick it.
I waffled on it a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
You picked the other option.
Do you all know which one you like?
Yes.
No?
I'm still going between two of them.
I will say that 2 of them are really, really good. Like I like them both.
Yeah.
Very, very equally.
Chestnut Farms, Angels Envy, Bardstown Fusion.
That's your guess?
That's my guess.
Those are also my guesses, honestly. And
Two.
I don't know why.
You don't know why?
I honestly think
I mean, I
you're.
know why.
I think it's reversed.
You think it's start over? Like
So you think it's
2 is Angels Envy.
Yes, for sure.
yeah.
Okay, so just
So you think that number 1 is
Bardstown
Bardstown?
Fusion.
Yeah. I think it's lower proof. I think 3 has higher proof, which would be 100 proof.
I actually made a note of that.
Yep. And I think 1 is the Bardstown, which is
You might be right.
delicious.
So on number 3, right? I'm pulling a lot of like almost like a chocolate raisin, like those like the candies flavors off of it. You know,
that's
so
a
like
really good note.
like a dark,
That is.
And I've been snacking on these. Here, try one of these. With
Oh, maybe that's why.
yeah, give that a shot. See that
I
helps.
wonder why it tastes chocolate.
I'm eating chocolate.
Just smelling it, you know.
Right?
Yeah, but it brings it out. I think a little bit more.
Yeah.
Here, you want this?
Oh, that's
I
delicious.
got one here.
Yeah. And then try the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it really.
That's a different. That's
Which-
a milk. I think.
Which
you
one
have.
did you say?
Number 3. It
You
tastes
said.
like,
What'd you say it was?
I think it's the Bardstown.
Joe,
Fusion
he's trying the
series.
dark chocolate. I think you have
But
milk.
yeah, I want that one.
Okay.
And the reason why I would think that is because it's probably wrong, but the flavors I'm getting off of the other one is because it'd be a bottled and bond, right? And it seems to be more like less very like smooth transitions between flavor profiles, which would be more indicative of like a single like mash bill bottled and bond style type of thing. And the Fusion series are kind of blending stuff.
Sure.
So you kind of like pull different stuff. So like I tried with the cracker, I tried with chocolate, I tried to bounce back and forth, and I could pull different stuff out differently repetitively. And that's why I was kind of thinking that like that might be the Fusion because of like the difference. And that's my justification for thinking that might be that one.
No, it's very valid. I'm just super happy that these three are in the mix. Like, I think they're all delicious. Like, it's really going to come down to, again, preference. It comes down to what are you in the mood for.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
high level, my comments are number one, seem mild proof to me and very nice and smooth. Number two, I really like it. I like the sweet syrup molasses I get out of it, and it wasn't very overpowering, very good. And number three, sweet notes feels like a higher proof.
Sure.
Like number three seemed more proof than the rest of them. But
And you say you're not that experienced with bourbon, huh?
I like all three of them. Like, to be
That-
honest,
He needs to
they're all good.
stop calling
It's-
himself
it's-
a newbie.
No kidding.
It's because of the Crown Royal shirt. Is
Sure.
really what it is. He's like, I don't know bourbon, and
The Southern Comfort comes through, man.
the SoCo just starts rising to the top.
I'm wearing Southern Comfort socks.
Oh man.
They sound comfortable.
I thought you were gonna say something else. I'm like, okay, good for you.
They're all good. They're
No,
all
you
good.
sound like
There's a
you're an
there's a
experienced
reason-
bourbon drinker now.
There's a reason they're all
With those
they're all in
notes.
this.
Yeah,
for sure.
no, and
I
it's,
mean,
the thing I like too is like they're all different individually. Like they all have different strengths and weaknesses, which is nice.
Right.
It's weird though because like with the idea that I know what each of these is, I mean obviously
Potentially.
you the idea,
Right.
Yeah, because you think differently than what I'm thinking,
Right.
But that also puts like a price point in my brain too. So like for the price, which would I pick? Would
Right.
be different than like, hey, here's 3 drinks. Which do you like the best?
I think it should just be which 3 drinks do you like the best.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I know what you're saying though, because I also am kind of giving myself a biasy based on, this is a bourbon taste off, and I'm kind of leaning away from what I think might be the finished product, and
Because
I'm
it's
kind
a
of
rye.
right, and it's finished, so it's not like organically.
I pushed it back because I'm trying to choose between these two right
I'm
now.
right there with you.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to be the case. However, it's like if I were to pick any one of these, it wouldn't be that one. It wouldn't be number 2 for me.
It
Like,
wouldn't for me either. As
So-
much as I love it.
right. So
For what it is, I love it. But right now,
should we all push one out? Or no? Or do you want to just
are
go?
you still picking between 3 different glasses?
So
or do you have a
I'm-
top 2 is
I
what
have
he's
a
asking.
really weird
Right.
setup going on right now. So I'm doing by nose.
Okay.
And by taste. Right. So which one I like the smell of better, and then which one I think has a better flavor profile.
I'm almost out though.
I know.
I know,
I'm,
me too.
I'm empty with 2 of them.
Me too. So I can wrap it up pretty quick. So if you want to push one out, we can push one out. I'll go last, like in a drive-through. So.
Okay.
Okay, you in the back.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull forward so you
Like-
can be
like
next to
in
the
a-
window.
so you're the Joe Pesci in the drive-through.
Yeah.
They get you in the
The youths.
drive-through.
The youths.
Well, we both kind of already mentioned. Like I'm gonna push 2 out. That's just me. And if you don't want to push one out, if you
The
still
reason
want
I
to,
had to push one out is because all 3 are drastically different from each other.
correct. I think I think 1 and 3 are much more similar than 2.
No, because one's still hotter. You can definitely taste
Yeah.
that
That's so
higher
annoying.
proof in the other.
Well, I pushed
from
one
the-
out.
you know.
Okay.
I got 2 and 3 in my last.
You're
Okay.
sitting with 2 or 3.
That's just my.
So I ended up with
My opinion.
they all end up at an end value of 4, which is horrible because that's not a great option. Out of a possible,
I love how much effort was put in.
I know.
Oh, I tried.
Right. No, it's really being honest.
So yeah, 2 can go out between 1 and 3.
What did you choose?
I can't because I do this and I'm like, that's the winner. And then I go here and I
No,
go,
but
that's the
you
winner.
pushed 2 out,
I pushed
right?
2 out. I'm
Okay.
between 1 and 3.
So, I mean,
But I
you
like
can
them
still
for
obviously
different
choose obviously
reasons.
what you want.
I'm gonna take number 3.
I keep going back to 3 too.
I'm gonna pick
3
number
as well.
I think 3 is a
But-
little more interesting. It's got a
Yeah.
it's got a nice finish to it that sits a nice amount of time.
All right, I'm ready. 3.
Yeah, I'm back and forth between 1 and 3. It's a tough call. Like they're both really just delicious. I disagree with you guys though. I think that 3 has more proof. I think 3 has more. It's just it's a little spicier, longer finish, which is why I'm gravitating to it.
And I kept 2 and 3 in. I was the oddity here. I pushed 1 out.
No, you're good.
But you still kept 3,
Right.
which means
That's true.
everybody
Yeah.
enjoyed 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is your pick?
I really like 2.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I really like 2. Like,
Okay.
That's my pick.
So there's 1 for 2.
1 for 2. You picked 3.
Yep.
I picked 3.
You picked 3. There is no tiebreaker needed. I'm picking 3.
Cool.
And I like 3 too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not
they're
like I
all
did it-
delicious.
yeah,
Like I
they're
don't
all-
want to.
yeah.
I don't want to disparage any one of them because
That's
but
the
from
problem here.
going-
Is they're
right,
all good.
right. This is fantastic. We came up with a decision based on a quarterly winner. This thing has the potential to take the crown
Right.
at the end of the year.
You're
We're
getting
gonna.
ahead of yourself, dude.
It does.
Excited.
It does.
So excited. We're going to bring out the bottles and we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that? We're back with the bottles. And let's go from, well, what was pushed out for most of us. You still had 2 in the mix.
Yes.
But the one that we picked out of it was actually Angel's Envy. And we kind of figured out that would be it because it was definitely different tasting than the other 2.
You smelled it and went, ooh.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, molasses. Oh, maple
Yep,
syrup.
yep,
Oh,
yep.
yeah. Which it's still delicious. Like
It's
this is a winner
fantastic.
of winners.
Yeah.
This took out some amazing bottles. You're not going to go wrong. And I love the fact that they're coming down in the price on this too. Like we talked about that it was $100 and now it's down to like 64, 65.
And more easy to find. And
Absolutely.
turn into a grocery store item.
And with that point, you're absolutely correct. So this is a Bardstown Fusion, which ended up taking maybe second place. This is Fusion Series number 5. You cannot find this anywhere now,
Right.
Because now they're up to Fusion Series number 9,
Right.
Which that you can find places. You can find like 8 and 9, but you cannot find 5
Right.
anymore.
Well, when they start doing limited run stuff, it
Yeah.
becomes kind of like that.
Right.
You know.
So, I mean, people are going to be like, oh, really? Bardstown was really good, but I can't find it? Why would I try
Right.
to search for it? You know, so,
Because of the bottle.
yeah. So that one does have a blend.
It's got an 11 year in it.
Yeah. And the 11 year is a sourced product. So it wasn't made by Bardstown. They sourced it from somewhere.
Bet it's MGP.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, most of it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they source this older age statement and then they blend it with some of their own product that's
Yeah.
like 4 years and 3 years maybe.
Yep.
So it's delicious. It's very approachable.
Very smooth.
Yeah, very smooth.
Very smooth.
Yeah, we had kind of a tough time. I mean, you guys thought that might be the 3
Yeah.
because of the proof. You thought that
Well, I didn't know what the
I-
proof was of the Bardstown. I
Right.
just knew you told me that was 100.
right, and that's like 98. So it's like you're
That's
not that
gross.
far off.
No.
I did taste a little bit more heat with number 3, which is why I kind of guessed that it would be the 100 proofer. And so, man, Chestnut Farms, like nobody really knows about this bourbon, and it's taken a monthly winner. It's taking now a quarterly winner. It potentially has an option to be the yearly winner, and this thing took out 4 Roses single barrel strength, you know, and it's like, which we all agree is delicious. You know, we've had that at different tastings.
Adam and his dad, they swap bottles on Christmas Eve every year.
Yeah.
And I think your dad chose this bottle because of how it looks. That was what he was
Yeah.
drawn to, right? Because
Yeah.
nobody'd heard of it.
Right.
And even
I
now,
didn't have
it's
the
not.
bottled in bond. It was just the standard. Chestnut.
No, but still, like,
Yeah.
it's finally being more known that you
Well,
can
'cause a lot of
bring up
times-
this Chestnut Farms and people will know about
Correct.
it. A
Because
couple
everyone
years
knows like
ago.
Camelon or whatever, right? With that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that one pulls a lot of weight, you know, in the community, but this one's a little bit
Yeah, I've got a 15-year Camelot, and eventually I'm going to have an episode where it's like all 15 years going against each other and like picking.
Yeah.
And I'm super curious how that's going to turn out. But
Right.
this thing, like, without us tasting this and having it in this,
I really like how complex it ends up
yeah,
becoming.
seriously, like it's taken out some heavyweights. And Joe, you kind of being new to bourbon, you saved it as a 2 or a 3,
Yep.
where you did pick the Angel's Envy, which you can't go wrong with. It's delicious.
Yeah.
But you picked it over the Bardstown, which is also delicious. I mean,
I think it's really cool though that the 2 distilleries are in the same town and they're not very far from each other.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, are they both Bardstown then?
Yes, they're both Bardstown.
It's bottled in Frankfurt.
Yeah, but it's the distilleries in Clear Spring Distillery Company, Bardstown, Kentucky.
Wow.
So like they're sourcing their water from the same place. And
Sure.
everything, which is
Yeah.
cool.
And
That
that's a
is
Barton
wild.
product. It's from the Master Distillers of Barton,
Yep.
1792, which they make a fantastic product. So
They do.
Mm-hmm.
this
I think
is
that's what you were drawn
Cool.
to when you first heard of these guys too.
Yeah.
'Cause you knew it was Barton.
Yeah.
That's fun.
well, I am super grateful that you guys took the time to come here and help me like figure out what the best tasting bourbon is so far for the quarter. And this thing has a chance to be the yearly winner. And I really just want to thank you guys for your input and helping me out with this
Thank you for
Thanks
sharing
for
these
inviting us.
tasty
this
pours.
conundrum
Yeah.
that I have.
Thanks for having us again.
Yes,
it
thank
was
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next episode.
Well, I mean, can you imagine if you're like, number 1, Todd, what do you think? Oh, I don't know, Todd. What do you think?
You don't think I do that?
I don't know. Maybe you don't.
I do. I'm kidding.
But he's not.
Right. I'm not. I do some weird
Gonna be
things.
the winner. This is the winner, but now I got to do all the shows to prove this one out.
Yes, yes.
Can you guys help me not look so crazy?